Mushroom season is now in its prime. What I've actually done is purchased a couple of things to help me in my mushroom photography, and I've also had something else sent me which I want to try out. Well, I've actually tried it out once and I love it. So the next problem we got is finding mushrooms. There is quite a few about. It's finding some that are photogenic. Now I've picked, as you can see, a bright day because I potentially want a bit of light on them. But I've also brought some artificial light with me as well, and one or two other little bits and bobs that are going to help me create hopefully an image. Now this type of photography, I've been inspired by Jay Birmingham. Bugger me if I didn't meet him here 2 weeks ago. Check out his photography. He's been in landscape photography of the year, a couple of years running, etc, etc. What a photographer. And he's an all-round photographer as well, but his macro stuff is amazing. So just, if I get one a third as good as his, I'd be well happy. Okay, so, and I bumped into him 2 years ago in the same spot. So, yeah, check him out, Jay Birmingham. What a photographer he is. And a massive inspiration. And I've seen him at work. So, which did help actually. Okay, let's try and find a subject and then I'll get back to you. So I think I've found something with a fair bit of potential. So let's get set up. I want to probably get a portrait shot. And this new screen is hopefully going to help me. And the reason why I've gone for this one is because this one records, so I can show you when vlogging as well. So okay, it's took a while to get set up. I'm not 100% sure the composition's actually going to work as good as what I thought it would. But I'm just going to throw a bit of extra light on there. Okay, so I'm semi-happy. I have got another light somewhere. And I might just throw a bit of light on the foreground. I've set up, we're shooting these little, very minute mushrooms here. So I've set up some foliage just behind there to create that nice bokeh. Some lighting, foreground, midground and background lighting, and then we've actually got the sun coming through as well. That's really nice. I think I might just turn this down a little bit. We've got camera set up, the monitor is there, that's all set up ready. Then we move through the camera, light into the right hand side. We're photographing these mushrooms here. And we've got some leaves in the background, little clamp to hold it all together, and then I've got my other little light at the back there. And then all we've got to do is take some images and focus at them and blend them all together. Fantastic. Let's start grabbing the shots. Now this is going to be an intense focus stack. Because I'm on f2.8, which is a very narrow depth of field, and I want to get all of that one mushroom in focus. So I'm literally turning it one notch at a time. And having done this before a few times, I've got to realise how little I need to move the focus ring. So this screen was sent to me by ANDYCINE. It's a 6.6 or a 6 centimetre screen, so it's quite large. And the reason why I've chose it over the other one, and the only reason really, is it records for my video work, for you guys to see as well. Everything else pretty much is the same. It's got a good quality screen. It works really well. Like I say, it's just the fact that I can record, and so I can produce that in the videos. It does come with a battery, which can be charged direct, which is good, so you don't potentially need to buy a charger. And I forgot to charge it, it was only on 50%. So I actually plugged it into my power bank and I was charging it on the way here. That's how prepared I am. But I just wanted to get out, and I'm no expert in this, I'm still learning, but what I'm trying is to come out on a day where you normally wouldn't come out in the woodland, which is fantastic because it means I can come out near enough all the time, because I want a nice sunny clear day with a bit of light there. The clamp and the other little light was just some cheap stuff off Amazon. So just a quickie on the menu. The menu is quite easy to use. It's straightforward. I'm not going to go through it. It's a straightforward menu. You can put a micro SD card in, but that's for putting LUTs on and things like that. And all about the video work. It records in 1080p. It's good for your videography and things like that. It does come with a hot shoe that comes on top, and lovely little padded case that it comes in, which is fantastic as well. You see that there. It's a good solid, but it's lightweight as well, which I quite like. It's slightly lighter than the other one, or it certainly feels it. Comes with the cable, comes with everything in the box, ready to go. I've always wanted a monitor for this type of photography because it helps me out when I'm doing something like this, and it'll also help me out with any video work that I do with the camera as well, so that's fantastic. So yesterday, doing that macro, thoroughly enjoyed it, but I was in so much agony, I just had to knock it on the head. And it's very difficult, it hurts your back and everything, and my knees and whatever. Anyway, the constraints of doing that forced me to go home. But I knew it was going to be foggy this morning, so I couldn't resist coming out. Now I've got other constraints where I've got something to do later on this morning, but you know what, making that effort to come out, I'm so glad I made the effort, because I'd put my bag by the back door, I nearly put it back into the office. I was so close to not coming. Now I'm out, I'm so glad I have. But finance, work, health, all stops this from saying, get out there. You get out there, all that is gone. And I'm early. I've come out super early so I can get straight into the woodland. I've actually come around the other side of the same woodland, but it's a very similar type of area. So what I've thought is, if it's similar, then we should get similar mushrooms. That's my thoughts. Don't normally search this area for mushrooms and things like that. And even though it's quite dark, it doesn't look it on the camera, but it's quite dark still. But I can already see we've got some fungi growing in and around. So not only that, I've got the option of getting some woodland photography because of this fog and atmosphere. But it's still more the fungi. It's gonna be hard for me not to be getting a shot of the woodland, but I think it's also important not just to focus on one thing. If someone else presents it, go for it. So I brought my 24-70 lens because I didn't want to carry too much, obviously because of my knees and health reasons, but I also wanted to give me an option of trying to capture an image as well. So that's the plan. I can already see some mushrooms down here. Not quite going to work, maybe, but I'm just going to go a little stroll, nice little steady stroll into the woods and see what else we can find this morning. See if we can grab one more macro. If not, it's going to be a woodland shot, and I'm quite happy with that. Okay, let's go. So I've got the scene in front of me that looks really nice, and it's taken me about 5 or 6 minutes to sort of be semi-happy with the scene. And this is another reason. A reason why I wanted this monitor is to show you live view as I'm looking at it, to construct images, composition and things like that. So I've set the monitor up, I've got it on record, and this is the scene I'm going to take in front of me. Now, I want to get separation between the trees as much as possible. So the first problem we got is the left-hand side where the two trees are coming in. So if I move to the left, we join those two trees up, like so. The problem with that is I start to incorporate this foreground tree. Now, my constraints is my lenses. So if I had a different lens, that wouldn't actually be a problem because I'd move back and zoom in and do whatever or whatever. I suppose I could put my wide angle on and get in. Do I get that sky in then? Maybe. And if I do move over to the left as well too much, then I incorporate this other tree in the middle there. So we start to get that tree there, which is quite annoying. So I think if I come back to roughly where I was before, that tree on the right, get a slight bit of separation on the left-hand tree, compose the image something like that, focus on that middle. So if I just focus on I'm actually using my macro lens, which is a great lens in itself. I'm going to go to f8, I think, and we'll just grab that shot. You can see my settings, ISO 100, f8, 2.5 second exposure. We'll just check that is focused correctly. We'll just zoom in on that. That looks focused where I need it to be. The reason why I'm checking is at 2.8 I could have just easily knocked things and caused myself issues. No, that's fine, I'm happy with that. Okay, I've been taking other shots. I do actually like this location this time of year because I love the autumn colours of the branches, how they're banging over, and they're quite uniform how they spread out as well, so I quite like that. But now we're getting light, I'm going to go a little bit of a walk around here. I've took quite a few shots actually, and I'll put them all up now, the little slideshow of the shots, and then I'm going to try and search for some macro before I head back. But before that, I'm just going to walk 5 more minutes down this way because I know this area is quite appealing for a photographer. So I'm literally just going to walk 100 yards down that way. keep everything set up, and then see if I can grab some other quick shots. And I'm going to walk back because I have spotted some mushrooms on the way back. Not so much in this area, but on the way back definitely. So that's my plan. So just to go over the monitor, if we click on the top scrolling button, all the menu comes up. So we've got all different adjustments, Instagram, the old focus, the old job lot. This is like a grid, so you've got sort of to compose video and images. Again, images, zoom, etc., freeze, blah 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 blah. And we use for LUTs, HDR, display, etc., system, all the systems. So everything works really well, and it's probably worth just going through it and try and calibrate the screen with what you're actually seeing. Well, it's definitely worth it. Brightness, etc., etc. I must admit, I've switched this on. I'm quite happy with it direct as it was set. So, and we can put a little micro SD in there that's got, you can put LUTs in there and things like that, more for video work. And like I say, it works at, it records at 1080p. I think you can get, let's say, better models, upgrade models that work in 4K as well. It's lightweight. It has got a, if I just take that off, it has got the battery with the charging point there, so you don't need a charger. You can just directly charge that. Comes with the hot shoe mount, cable, and a nice little case for it to go in as well. So you know what, I'm loving that bit of kit, especially for me macro and any video corporate work, and showing you guys that I can record the screen, things like that, and go through compositions. So it's going to be an handy tool at the right time. So I've actually come across these on this fallen branch, and I'm not sure if this one appeals to me or not. What I might do is just get the camera out and just see if I can work with it. I'm not sure. I was looking for a different type of mushroom, to be honest, but that has got a lot of potential. One of the things is it's raised up slightly, which makes it slightly easier to photograph. I don't know. Might be worth just getting the camera out and see what it looks like behind on the back of the screen. So as good as it looked, I wasn't happy with it, and I did try another mushroom there. I'll try and compose it. I didn't take a shot, but it's not what I'm after. And I think when I see it, I'll know. And I might not see it, but I'm not gonna put the effort in until I'm a lot more sure that the image is what I'm after. In my mindset, I've got an image. It's just finding that right area that right conditions, the right subject to photograph. But I think I'm in the right area. I do think I'm in the right area. There's a nice one there. Again, it's not quite what I'm after. I'm after a mushroom that's not quite fully fledged. So I'm after, and I might actually be too late. But there's loads and loads and loads of small ones coming through, so things are constantly changing. I think I just need to keep on searching, keep on looking, keep on hoping. So I've headed back towards where I parked the vehicle, and I gave me that time to try and find something. I haven't found what I wanted, so that's it for this video. All it means is I've got to come out again. So my time constraint and health constraints and all the other constraints that stop you, they've all come to an end, so I need to get gone. I hope you've enjoyed this, and until next time, I'll see you soon.